We're live at Pace Studio with Guy Blakesley of Entrance. He's going to play a few songs for us this afternoon. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about the first one?
All right, yeah, this first song is called Always the Right Time. It's a single of my new record that just came out. The record's not out, but the song just came out last week. And I'm here in New York to make a video for the song. And it's a love song. Happy Valentine's Day.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool. Every time I see you, I fall in love with everything about you. I know together we can rise above, but I'd see no point without you, 'cause it's always the right time. Yeah, it's always the right time. It's always the right time. Yeah, it's always the right time for love, for love. Every time I see you, I fall in love. What else is life about? I wanna take you all those places you've been dreaming of before our time runs out. 'Cause it's always the right time. It's always the right time. It's always the right time. Yeah, it's always the right time for love, for love. When everything is upside down and I'm searching in vain for solid ground, your love's the only thing that's sure. Your love is the answer. Your love is the cure. Yeah. Every time I see you, I fall in love. Even after all these years, we stick together when times get tough. Through the laughter and the tears, 'cause it's always the right time. Yeah, it's always the right time. It's always the right time. Yeah, it's always the right time for love, for love. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Oh, thanks.
So you're about to release an album, as you said.
Yeah.
And it's called Book of Changes.
Yeah.
It's coming out on February 24th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will you tell us a little bit about how you arrived at that title, Book of Changes?
Sure. Well, maybe some people watching or listening are familiar with the I Ching, which is like a Chinese divinatory system, like an oracle kind of thing. It's
So the I Ching is a book where you either like rolling a dice or flipping a coin or drawing a straw, you can arrive at these hexagrams, and then each hexagram has kind of like a message for you about the situation that you're trying to get a reading on. So that's like Book of Changes is a translation of the I Ching, the name of the I Ching. So that's kind of where it popped into my head from. But the way that I wrote a lot of the songs was this daily writing exercise that I do, where I write first thing in the morning 3 pages of unfiltered automatic writing. And on the cover of one of the notebooks that I used to do that, at some point in the past couple years, I wrote Book of Changes. And I remember trying to figure out what the record was going to be called and flipping through those books, and then I found this notebook that said that on the front of it, and it really like stuck with me. So I guess that explains.
Cool.
And then I guess the way that it relates to the content of the album is that sometimes my ideas are moving faster than I can talk, but the like what the songs are about has a lot to do with like different kinds of changes. So like a lot of the changes described are like things that we can't control, or things that are like cycles of change, like seasons and, you know, the way other people feel changing, which we can't control. And then there's also changes that we initiate. So there's sort of some of the characters in the songs are deciding to change something or realizing that they're changing too. So that's kind of like an underlying theme of the album.
Cool.
Yeah.
Will you tell us a little bit about the next song you're going to play?
Cool. Okay, so the next song I'm going to play is another new single that I just released a couple weeks ago. It's not on the album. I wrote it in response to the election, and if you want to support a woman's right to choose, you can purchase this song on the internet, and all the money goes to Planned Parenthood. And it's called Not Gonna Say Your Name. And so I'm not going to tell you who it's about, but it's pretty obvious. And the last couple times I played it live, I really felt sick after I played it from holding the image of this person in my head for so long. So I'm going to try not to go there today.
Cool. Our carpet appreciates it.
Okay.
There are people who say we ought to give you a chance, but there's not a chance in hell that we'll sit back and watch you try to turn back the clock and just sigh and say, oh well. No, we'll fight you every step of the way. You're playing a losing game, and you'll be the one with nothing to say. But I'm not gonna say your name. I'm sick of your name. I've heard it enough. I'd rather not hear it anymore. But you're wrong if you think we can look the other way while you kick our friends to the floor. And though it's hard to accept, you're really here to stay. Our culture is obsessed with fame. I might have to see your face 100 times every day, but I'm not I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not gonna say your name. You let your name be a symbol of hate, and you never said a word. Anything you say now is too little too late. You're pathetic and absurd. I hear the voices of hate, they're getting louder each day. We're all looking for someone to blame. I'll keep on singing for love anyway. And I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not gonna say your name. Tell me, don't you have a mother, a daughter, a wife? Man, you really ought to be ashamed. The way you brag about grabbing what gave you your life. You must really think life is a game. Well, a big storm is coming, it might last 4 years, and maybe nothing will ever be the same. But we won't move away, we're gonna stay right here. And we're not, we're not, we're not, we're not, we're not gonna say your name.
I think I can guess who that's about.
Yeah.
It's very moving.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Well, without saying his name anymore, how do you feel other musicians can get more involved in resisting?
That's a good question. I mean, there's things that all citizens can do to resist and to participate in the alternative solution. So musicians can do all of those things as well as anyone can, like calling representatives, writing letters to them, protesting, donating to organizations that are doing something about it. Those are all things that anyone can do, but I feel like musicians have an added, a platform that reaches more people. So even if, I know most musicians are really not compelled to write a song like that, and that's fine. And like, I've always been someone that's like looking at the world as a songwriter as something that's important for me to sing about. Like, the first songs that I wrote as a young kid were all like political kind of songs. And that's just like where I'm at, but that doesn't mean that musicians need to be like that. But I do think that even just playing a concert and getting a bunch of people in the same room is something that musicians can do to help, like, whether they want to talk about it or sing about it or not. Because I feel like a big part of what's going on is like the attempt to divide everyone. And so like even just 2 months ago, getting together didn't seem like a revolutionary, radical thing to do, but to me now it seems like just basically like throwing a party or calling a gathering of people where people are going to potentially talk about it and figure out what they can do about it. Something that musicians can do. And also, like, even if you're not going to address these issues in your art or your music, just making art and music is something that you can do because people need that. People need beauty in an ugly situation. People need, in a way, like an escape from these things that is conscious. Like instead of watching TV, you could listen to a record, and that's like a better use of a better escape, I would say. So
I agree. Will you tell us about the next song you're gonna play?
yeah, I think I have to tune a little bit while I'm talking, but
Yeah. Or-
the last song I'm gonna play is on my record that's about to come out as well, and it kind of relates to the last song in a sense because I wrote it. It's called "Leaving California," and I wrote it when I was living in London, and it was during the election cycle, but before the election, and I was really feeling like I would probably just never come back to this country and just expatriate, and so I was in that state of mind when I wrote the song. But when the election occurred, I was still over there, and I had kind of like the opposite reaction to that reality, which was like I changed my flight to go home early, and I just like felt like I needed to be back here and I didn't want to miss out. Like I wrote the last song I played while I was in Europe, watching all my friends and family members and people on the internet protesting, and I wasn't there. I was in France just like drinking coffee and like chilling out. So I feel like it's important to like, I wouldn't say love it or leave it. I think that's stupid, but I think like if you do love this country, it's important to try to participate in saving it in a sense. So that's why I came back. So I guess the way that, in a way, like when I was talking about the title of the album, Book of Changes, like the album is kind of like a book in that it's like the songs are different chapters and there's different characters in the songs. And I'm singing all of them, but it's not necessarily me. So this song kind of represents like an elaboration on a character that I created who's gonna just like leave the place that is familiar and never go back, and like all the emotions that go along with that. But I'm glad that I came back. I would rather live in California than anywhere in the world, pretty much. So maybe we'll secede from this country and you'll have to bargain with us. Maybe not. But then we won't have any water, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But that's a long explanation. So this song was also inspired by a Lana Del Rey song, Video Games. Maybe Lana Del Rey fans will hear a couple little allusions to it in the song. Halloween was torture on the beach. The blood-red moon loomed out of reach. Hot tears fell on the sand so cold. I felt like I was 1,000 years old. And now mid-May, West London, twilight evening, streets overflow with gorgeous women and legends of what might have been. Our paths crossed once, but never again. I'm leaving California to see what this world holds for me. There's no leaving California gracefully, gracefully. We were driving too fast on Mulholland. Every curve felt more like falling. To rattle my nerves, you crossed the line and swerved the wheel back just in time. And when I held on
on tight with icy fingers. You said my touch was much too familiar. I guess I'll pray for snow alone. And don't look back, you'll turn to stone. I'm leaving California. There's someplace else I'd rather be. I'm leaving California by degrees, by degrees, by degrees. How I long to walk into a party where I don't know anybody, and I can be anyone whose brand new life has just begun. So I'm leaving California before it